All right, this question says the Northwest Ordinance established guidelines for the orderly expansion of the United States by instituting a. So, what we have to remember is that the Northwest Ordinance was that law that set up the guidelines for creating new states. So, that's what we mean when we say orderly expansion, that as people go west, we want to make sure that there are governments there that are essentially having laws and keeping order and things like that. So, the correct answer here would be C, process through which states could be added to the Union. All right, this question says, during the 1840s, the factors in this diagram contributed to widespread support for which of the following? So we've got rapid population growth, economic depressions, the prospect of inexpensive land, and foreign trade opportunities, all leading to something. So some of these things we talked about more than others, right? One of them is rapid population growth, the fact that more and more people are existing in the United States, right? Just the population is growing essentially, right? And so whenever that happens, obviously things are going to get more crowded unless you move somewhere else, right? And then that kind of brings us to this part here, where it's the prospect of inexpensive land, meaning cheap land. So not only is there a lot of people now, but the land that is available is very, very cheap and is land that almost anyone can essentially get. So people are going to do that. People are going to start moving west, buying up that land and living out there. And so what is this all leading to? This idea of moving west? Well, this is manifest destiny, essentially. So B would be the correct answer here. None of these other things make sense given these. And again, the fact that there's certain factors here that we did not talk about all that much. We didn't talk about economic depression. We didn't really talk about how manifest destiny connects to foreign trade or anything like that. That's okay. What you really want to focus on is what are the things that we have talked about and how can you connect those things to build an understanding? Because we're not going to be able to predict every single thing that's on that test, but we can do our best essentially. All right, and then it says, which of these best completes the diagram? So U.S. annexation of what leads to a border dispute between the United States and Mexico, and then ultimately the U.S.-Mexican War. So it's U.S. annexation of which state, and that would be Texas, right? We annexed Texas. That border between where the United States is and where Mexico is what was being disagreed about, and then ultimately a war was fought as a result.